January 15, 2023. I hope everybody's doing amazing in this new year 2023. I think this is the first day of the year I'm connecting. I hope everybody's goals get achieved for this new year, and joy and all the best for our Jiu-Jitsu family that always watch this little channel. Thank you for your support. Always trying to bring the best of news. Sometimes I post techniques, sometimes I post mindset for Jiu-Jitsu, and sometimes I just log in here to comment about different events that has happened, MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, submission grappling, different events that happened this past weekend, and of course to comment a little bit about the fights at One Championship. You guys, if you wanna participate, feel free to leave your comments. I'll be happy to hear from you. I don't want this to be a thing of me just talking. If you guys have any comments, please feel free. It'll make this more a conversation than a one-sided monologue. Something personal first. Let me tell you that I've been dealing with an injury on my left knee. If anybody cares, this is the story, right? I do Jiu-Jitsu. I'm 45. I've been doing Jiu-Jitsu for a long time. And I feel like my knee started deteriorating years ago, where I didn't feel comfortable putting pressure on the knee. I was just dealing with it. One day about 3 months ago, I was doing a butterfly sweep, a butterfly hook elevation, and I feel a pop in my knee. And then I went to the doctor because I was limping. My knee didn't feel stable after that, and the doctor told me that, took x-rays and said that everything was okay. He said it's just arthritis and it's totally normal for somebody your age for what you do, Jiu-Jitsu. So nothing to do here. If you want, we can put an injection of what was this, hyaluronic acid, something like that, something to goes in there and just lubricate the joint, I guess, and make it a little smoother. But he said it's just a temporary fix that will have to come back. So I wasn't happy because, well, first I was all right, nothing's going on with my knee, and I was just going back to Jiu-Jitsu. I wasn't really sparring hard, basically just kind of walking around, teaching and practicing the moves, but not really sparring. But still my knee didn't feel good. I noticed it was very unstable and very weak. So I went to another doctor, and this doctor prescribed MRI. And then the MRI came with what I was suspecting, but I wasn't sure, which was a meniscus tear. So I had a meniscus tear on my medial meniscus tear on my left knee, and he's a doctor he's a doctor that now does the PRP. So he wasn't a surgeon, and he, based on what he saw on the MRI, he decided I was a good candidate for PRP, platelet-rich plasma. And I was very curious about it, so I was doing some research, and I found that nowadays surgery is kind of last resort. If the meniscus tear is really bad, then you go to surgery, and then they cut the meniscus, and then they smooth the joint, and then that's what they always do. But now with the PRP, they're trying to make the tear heal on its own. So I was very curious to try that first before going to surgery, even though I had many people told me that the meniscus surgery is so easy and very effective. They had good results with meniscus surgery. But I went to this doctor. So basically PRP, what they did is they took blood from my arm, and then they spin it in some machine, and then they go back and inject that in the spinning. The plasma gets isolated, the platelet-rich plasma. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but the procedure is that they re-inject that to your joint. So they did that to me last Thursday. No, this last Thursday, like a week and a half ago. And let me tell you, what's more painful than I thought it was gonna be. Well, they suggested me to have some laugh gas, something like that, some kind of an anesthesia, and I denied it because I didn't think it was gonna be a big deal. So I just took the shots, the injections, and maybe it was me. I don't like needles. When they take blood off my arm, when they took blood, I cannot see. I have to turn it away, you know. So, but they inject the PRP on my knee, and here I am recovering. I couldn't walk the first day, and the second day it was very hard for me to bend my knee. But as days goes, I've been gaining some mobility, and I still don't feel right. It doesn't even feel as good as it was before the injection. So still sensitive from the shots. But the doctor told me to wait for 30 days. And he said this kind of treatment, it kind of works slowly. So I try to stay positive, and I will see what happens here in another 3 weeks. I think that I'm just hoping, I'm just trying to be positive that this treatment is gonna make my meniscus tear heal on its own. If this doesn't work and it doesn't feel any improvement, then I'll have to go the surgery. I'll let you guys know in case anybody who's watching is dealing with meniscus tear. Maybe I'll post something about my experience with PRP. I've been researching, and a lot of people have good results. And I think depends on how bad your injury is. If you have an injury that is like a buckle handle tear of your knee, where your knee locks and the meniscus falls under your bone, right, and makes your knee lock, then PRP is not gonna do anything. You'll have to get the surgery in these cases. But mine was a tear, but it wasn't a bad one, even though it was very uncomfortable and painful for me. Apparently, I was a good candidate for PRP, so that's what I got, and we'll see, right? If this thing works, I'm gonna put this PRP on my other knee, because even though I don't have a tear, a meniscus tear, still, like, I know it has it's been the arthritis had really make my knee very sensitive to any pressure, and even an instability like elevator hooks or butterfly hooks. It really puts a lot of pressure on my knee, so I try not to use that, which is hard because I have a jiu-jitsu game based on butterfly hooks, like Marcelo Garcia, watching back in the days, or Gordon Ryan, butterfly hooks, elevating, entering the legs. And it was maybe that game that it put a lot of pressure on my knee, and it's been deteriorating the cartilage and the meniscus. But it's like jiu-jitsu. I'm not gonna stop jiu-jitsu. I'm just gonna adapt and see what can I do instead of, it's just changing my game when I spar to save my knees. Anyway, I'll be updating you guys for anybody who's dealing with meniscus tear. I'll be posting my testimony and what my experience has been with PRP. Right now it's too soon to tell that this thing is like amazing. Maybe it's go case by case, but right now I can tell you that it's been a week and a half and my knee still feels like very sensitive. I don't have full range of motion. I cannot bend my knee all the way, and I'm limping a little bit. So we'll see what happens. I hope it turns out good. Anyway, let's talk about if you guys seen one championship. Whoa, there was a couple of good fights. As jiu-jitsu practitioner, I was looking at Gary Tonon and also Miki Musumeci fight. Oh, Jay is here, hermano. Meniscus Injury Club. Yes, of course. You were telling me Jay is here. He's also had a meniscus procedure. Hermano, do you want to join the podcast? Do you want to join the podcast? I'll send you the link right now, so I don't talk here by myself. Hold on one second. I thought you were sleeping. Jay is one of those people who wake up like at 3 in the morning. I don't know how you guys do that. So I know you had to go to bed like super early, right? 9. Hermano, I'll be sending you the link. Sorry, the link to join. Wait, where are you? Here. Let's join, hermano. Tell me comment here about the fights this weekend. So if you guys didn't see it, hermano, I just sent you the link to join this podcast. So let me know if you got it. What I was talking about? Oh, Gary Tonon. Very happy for Gary Tonon. He am I live or no? Am I live on YouTube? Bedtime at 9. Let me check. I want to see if I'm going live on YouTube. Not sure. So, Gary Tonon. Let me see. Can we watch? Let me see if I can pull. Maybe we can watch some of a little clip of his fight. But he got the guy in a kimura, beautiful kimura. He got it from standing and then roll and type like a sumigaeshi roll and finish from on top. But I'll show you guys here. Maybe there's a clip that I can use for you guys to see it. Give me 1 second. I'm a one-man show. I'm the producer. of this. Let me see, Gary Tonon 1 Kimura. Let me see if I can show a really quick clip of the amazing Kimura that Gary Tonon got last night. See, last night, a couple nights ago, at one championship. Man, I don't see oh yeah, here it is. Let me see if I can share this, you guys. You guys see this? Look, he's got it from the top, rolls, and finish an amazing Kimura from the top. Let's watch this again. Look, he's standing, goes down, roll the guy with the Kimura trap, and finish on top. Johnny Nunes. Look. Nice roll. Like, I don't get tired to watch this beautiful Kimura. Gary Tonon with the shaved head. Look at the Kimura roll, uses the cage to keep going on top and just finish on top. That's a lot of leverage. Look. Boom, Sumigaeshi hook. The guy roll, keeps the Kimura grip so strong, gets on top and crank it. One more time. Look, amazing Kimura. Boom, walk. Bang, nice Kimura by Gary Tonon. You guys watch this? Nice.
That's a bad.
I was saying like how cool is for Gary Tonon, because he hasn't been in a winning he hasn't won, right, lately. Like that guy Tan Lee for the championship knocked him out really bad. And you know, some fighters don't come back from knockouts like that. It's almost like when it's at such a devastating knockout, it's hard for them to recover and come back. And then he goes to Abu Dhabi, Gary Tonon, and lost in the first round against some guy who's not known, an unknown guy. I don't even remember his name, right? But losing the first round of Abu Dhabi, getting knocked out, and got submitted by Ty Rotolo. Was it Ty or Kate? I always confuse them too. And now coming back to fight MMA again and get this beautiful Kimura submission. Super happy for him. Hopefully he gets another title shot in the future. But this is cool. It must be a good boost of confidence for him. And I cannot wait to see Gary Tonon winning again. I'm seeing him fighting for the championship. Let's talk now about Miki Musumeci. Wow. By the way, I was really impressed that this event was for free. Was free with your Prime membership in Amazon. So my friend texted me and he said, did you see the Kimura of Gary Tonon? And I was like, no, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. And he's like, bro, it's in Amazon Prime. So I check it out, and I see the event going. I don't have no pay-per-view, amazing fights, and I caught it. So I think that's a great deal to be able to stream your event with your Amazon membership, you know. So that was so cool. I hope they keep doing more of these shows. Anyway, so then I saw Miki Musumeci. He was supposed to fight forgot his name. I know he's a combat sambo champion. Gantumur Bayanduren. So it was just the craziest. This is the craziest heel hook and the submission that Miki Musumeci, the way he bent this guy's leg was just unbelievable. I think even the Miao brothers were like cringing seeing this leg being bending in all different directions. So Miki Musumeci started the fight and right away went for the legs and right away got the heel hook, and he has his special Mikey lock, right, where he uses the toes against his face and his shoulder, and then he cranked the heel hook. And at one point, this guy Gantumur Bayanduren, at one point his knee was pointing to the sky and his toes were pointing to the floor. His knee was twisted in the most unnatural way, and he kept fighting, and he kept like steady face and kept trying to untangle. It took forever for him to get out of those because Mikey Musumeci just got set on getting him the leg lock and the heel hook, and he was just trying like heel hook after heel hook. At one point, Mikey Musumeci looked at his corner and went like his face was like, I don't know what's happening with this guy. He's not tapping. And eventually moved into something else. I think he attempted a guillotine. And then from there, he took the guy's back. But it was too late. By the time he was trying to submit him from the back, the time right now, I think it was 15 minutes. One round, 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So he ran out of time. He was the entire time, maybe like 90% of the match, he was on this guy's leg. But let's watch these clips of this match for you guys to see what I'm talking about. This is just crazy the way. Let me see. Let me show you guys some clips of. Well, right there, low, right here. So here is Mikey Musumeci. Look at the sky. Look at his knee. This is ridiculous. Look at the heel. This guy was doing a good job trying to disentangle Mikey's legs, but in the process his knee is being twisted and he wasn't tapping. Wait, let me see when there's a clear view of the way these guys look at this. Look at Mikey. He's like, what's going on? Look at his toes are going down, facing down, his knees up. There he goes again. Look the pressure. Look his toes, look his knee. Look how, man, it just hurt me. I just got these PRP injections and just by watching it, my knees start hurting. Check this out. Look, he's looking at like what's happening. He can't believe this, Mikey Musumeci, of how this guy Bayanduren is withstanding. Oh, look at, he's doing like a knee bar heel hook. I think here's squinting, looking at the time, and here's like, all right, let me go for something else. And he released, but he was on that leg lock for a long time. And then he goes for the guillotine, and then the match continued, right? He got the win. Mikey, he won because referee decision. But definitely was like unbelievable to watch this guy. I think, let me see if I find the article. I think there is an article that says that Mikey heard the knee pop like several times. Let me see, where is this? Guys, if you ever get caught in a heel hook, just tap. It's not worth it. Well, these guys are fighting for a big purse, so it really matters to them. But for us hobbyists, just protect your knees. Don't respect heel hooks. You don't want to be dealing with like all kind of surgeries. I would say like at the end of the match, the guy had a hard time standing up. They went, and I think his corner had to help him get up, and he was limping. So it had to cause some damage to his knee. So he probably took a lot of damage there. All right, here we go. Musumeci, his leg popped like 20 times. This is crazy. All right, look at that. Mikey Musumeci beat Gandumur Bayanduren via unanimous decision last Friday and retained his one championship flyweight submission grappling world title. And well, the match also contained a scary display of what leg locks can do. Musumeci pulled guard almost immediately while Bayanduren was trying to pin him on the back. Then after a reset, Musumeci attacked his opponent's arms. Bayanduren defended, but that rigatoni then transitioned into lower leg attacks. He immediately set up his signature Mikey lock, but the Mongolian refused to tap. So every time his opponent relieved the pressure from his knee, Musumeci transitioned to a heel hooks and knee bars back to back. Bayanduren's knee looked like it was on the verge of snapping in half many times, but he still refused to tap, and at the very end of the round managed to escape the leg entanglement. By the end of the round, Musumeci sprawled Bayanduren's takedown attempt and even had a calf slicer in place, ending the match with a back take position. He was granted unanimous decision win by the judges. In a post-match interview, Musumeci revealed that his opponent's leg popped many times. His leg popped like 20 times. I never felt someone's leg explode like that. He didn't tap, so the fight kept going on. Usually I get tunnel vision on a move, then I get stuck there, but this time I felt his leg kept popping. So how do I let go of a submission that kept popping? I should have let go faster and went to the back like I did eventually. Wow, 20 times this guy's knee pop. Can you imagine this? Man, anyway, that was a great match for Musumeci, which at this point is hard to find an opponent that can really give him a challenge. I think in that flyweight division, Musumeci is above everybody else. Of course, there will be somebody eventually, but right now he looks very dominant, and he's very happy at one championship. I think he's even living in Singapore, and I think he's getting paid good money. So good for him, and it's very exciting guy to watch, and looking forward to see more of Mikey Musumeci. What else has happened? Let's talk about the news. Yesterday there was a UFC fight night, and I think Strickland fought. He won his fight, and then at the post-fight conference, Dana White just announced a couple of things. One, that Ngannou is out of the UFC. How crazy is this? Your champion, your heavyweight champion, which some people would say the heavyweight has more, I guess, has more fans, brings more pay-per-views than the flyweight champions. Traditionally, right? This goes back to boxing even. And just let him go like that, right? Apparently, Ngannou was asking for a lot of money that Dana White wasn't willing to give, and Ngannou just laughed. And then he came with this announcement that John Jones is fighting Cyril Gane for the heavyweight championship, and that just really surprised everybody. Let's look at the news here. I'm looking at bjpen.com. John Jones versus Cyril Gane to fight for heavyweight title at UFC 285. John Jones and Cyril Gane will reportedly clash for the heavyweight title in the main event of UFC 285 on March 4th. This is very soon. Rumors of the contest started swirling earlier this afternoon after a photo of Jones versus Gane was seen advertised at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. This is going to be crazy. Oh, they were already promoting this fight. Most recently, MMA insider Al Zulino took to Twitter, where he reported that Jones vs. Gane fight has been finalized for UFC 285. This while adding that heavyweight gold will be on the line. This guy, insider, already posted. The match will be the main event of UFC 285 on March 4. Wow. This is crazy. I won't miss this match. This is the return of pound for pound. Some people consider John Jones the GOAT of MMA. After how many years been since Jones has fought in the UFC? It's been a long time. It's another return for John Jones, and everybody wants to see. And he's in a heavyweight. Did he ever fight heavyweight? I think this must be the first time. He was a light heavyweight champion for a long time, defending his title many times. But here it says that this fight, John Jones versus Cyril Gane, will mean that reigning UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou did not come to terms with the UFC on a new contract, and thus will be a free agent on January 20. Jones 26-1 MMA. Wow, that's an amazing record. 26-1. Has not competed since successfully defending his light heavyweight title with a unanimous decision over Dominic Reyes at UFC 247 in February of 2020. 2 years. 3 years. Whoa, 3 years since Jones competed. John Bones Jones would vacate the promotion's light heavyweight world title just a few months later and stated his intentions of moving up a weight class to challenge reigning heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou. Unfortunately for fight fans, that bout never wound up coming to fruition as UFC President Dana White claimed that John Jones wanted Deontay Wilder money for the contest. Meanwhile, Cyril Gane, 11-1 MMA, most recently competed back in September 2022, where he scored a sensational knockout victory over Tate Tuivasa. The former interim heavyweight champion Bon Gamin had recently called out John Jones on Twitter for the March event. This is huge, guys. This is amazing. Can't wait to see what you guys think about this match. John Jones coming back to MMA, coming back to the UFC, to a weight that is heavier than he usually fights, against this monster that is Cyril Gane. What you guys think about Ngannou leaving the UFC? Where is he gonna go? I guess can go to Bellator 1. I think the best fighters though are still in the UFC. Eventually, I think other promotions are gonna start also getting bigger, but very excited, I think, to see what happened to John Bon Jones this match against Cyril Gane. I feel like he's gonna be a small heavyweight. Some people talk about ring rust, right? Some people don't believe in that. We'll see what happens. Definitely, John Jones is a controversial character. He's got so many comebacks and so many surrounded by so many controversials outside the octagon situations, drugs like testing steroids, with like crashing his car, like run over a lady, I think, at one point. So surrounded for with controversy all over all the time. Coming back, it's like the bad boy of MMA, but he's an amazing fighter. So I'll be tuning in on this fight, and I can't wait to see John Bon Jones back. I still think he's the best, right? And if some people think it's Khabib. Speaking of Khabib, have you guys heard that he retired from even from coaching? Because he retired from fighting, but you know, like, he still was coaching. He coached Makachev on his win over the last win of Makachev, Oliveira, right? Khabib was in that corner, but apparently he's now stepping away from his role as a coach. Let's see this article right here. See what's going on with Khabib. And in my point of view, my humble point of view, I think Khabib is good. He's a great fighter. He's not the GOAT though. And my case is because he didn't defend his title many times. I think he retired too soon. I think I love how when he beat McGregor, right? and then he retires, right? Like, I think I would rather some fighters retire too late. Some fighters like Chuck Liddell getting knocked out many times, they retire too late. But in this case, Khabib has retired too soon. So I think John Jones, in my opinion, is above Khabib in a way that he's defending more times, has more fights. His record, to me, speaks of a better fighter in a way. If we're talking about the GOAT, the greatest of all time, right? You are the greatest when you make it to the top, but also when you stay at the top. That's just my opinion. But anyway, some people think different, right? They consider Khabib the GOAT. But what does he say here? Nurmagomedov retired in the prime of his fighting career, and his future as a coach seems to be up in the air. Khabib Nurmagomedov is taking some time off. Nurmagomedov posted on Instagram last week a cryptic message that seemed to indicate he was leaving his role as a coach for many rising stars, including recently crowned lightweight champions Islam Makhachev in UFC and Usman Nurmagomedov in Bellator. American Kickboxing Academy coach Javier Mendez, who trained Nurmagomedov and coached alongside him, told Yahoo Sports that Nurmagomedov plans to retire in an effort to spend more time with his daughter and 2 sons. He just doesn't want to miss being a father, Mendez said. He talked to me about 3 weeks ago and told me of his plan and said he planned to talk to the team and inform them of his decision. He's doing this for the right reasons. He's a family man. He simply wants to spend more time with his family. However, it's unclear yet what Nurmagomedov plans to do in his future role with Eagle FC. Well, I cannot blame him. He wants to be a father and spend time with his family. I think that's great. That's amazing. I think it's a great excuse, especially if you already made the money that allows you to take a break, right? And I think I understand him. I'm a father myself, and I try to spend as much time as possible with my daughter and my family, and because they grow so fast, and you wanna enjoy it. And I feel like what Khabib is saying, and his cues for leaving his role as a coach. But hopefully, I mean, as a fan, we want to see him back, right? Back in the octagon. You know, it'd be great to see him fighting again and smashing people, bringing the smash back. But it seems like that is getting farther and farther. He's come back, and now he's not even a coach. Maybe he's lost the motivation for MMA, Khabib, and that's understandable. Anyway, we have, speaking of Khabib camp and his teammate Makhachev, he's fighting Volkanovski, and this is just a fight that you cannot miss. They're fighting in Australia. Makachev versus Volkanovski. Are they fighting? They are not in the same weight class. I think they're doing a catch-up weight. Volkanovski has been so dominant, and Makachev just got the title from Oliveira. So Volkanovski just cleaned his division, right? Beat Ortega, beat Hawaiian guy 3 times. Well, yeah, 3 times. And then beat Korean Zombie. That was a very painful thing to watch. The amount of damage that Volkanovski brought to Korean Zombie. So then they set up this fight with Makachev happening soon. I think it's coming in February. And here we have this article where Joe Rogan breaks down Makachev versus Volkanovski. Let's see what the UFC commentator says about this fight. Volkanovski versus Makachev. For the first defense of his UFC lightweight championship, Makachev shares the octagon with Volkanovski at UFC 284. The pay-per-view is scheduled for February 11 at the RAC Arena in Perth, Australia. Whoa, so this is for the championship, lightweight championship. I see. The UFC featherweight champion moves up from 145 pounds to 155 pounds. So Volkanovski is moving up a weight class he fought in once in his UFC career. The first question about Makachev versus Volkanovski that Rogan has is about the size difference. During a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience with UFC bantamweight Sean O'Malley, the UFC color commentator was curious as to how the great, he means Volkanovski, will adjust to the added weight against Makachev. Do you think he's big enough to compete against a guy like Islam, who's really big, 5'55"? Said Rogan. Islam is big. I don't know what he's cutting, but he's got the perfect physique for that weight class. He's very, very lean. He makes the weight, and he's obviously way bigger when he's competing. He doesn't look anything like he's a 55-pound guy. The thing is the grappling, continued Rogan. If you look at Volkanovski, he's got really good takedown defense. He can take guys down. He took Max Holloway down a bunch, but he's not the biggest guy, even at 45. Though Makachev appears to have an advantage over Volkanovski in weight, Rogan sees him at a disadvantage in speed. Has Islam seen anybody that can move as fast as Volkanovski? Said Rogan. What if he starts catching him? What if he catches him a few times on the feet? And if he can avoid a takedown? You are dealing with a significantly quicker guy, probably. Makachev has probably never fought anybody that quick. So those are the pros and cons of this fight. And I 100% agree. Volkanovski is not a big guy. He's short, but he's got good strike. He's fast. Cardio is amazing. And takedown defense will play a big role, because Makachev, what's he gonna try to do? Take him down and just maul him, right? Like Khabib style. But is he gonna be able to do that to Volkanovski, which is gonna try to just catch him on the feet, move, defend the takedowns? It'll be very interesting. But of course, size. The size is on Makachev. The size and the power is gonna be on the side of Makachev. So that'll be a cool fight. Can't wait to see this Volkanovski versus Makachev. February, guys. So we have amazing events coming up. When was this? February 11. in a few weeks we have these monsters going at each other, and I didn't know it was gonna be for the championship. That's really interesting. You guys, I've been talking forever, 50 minutes almost. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Keep training, and don't worry about, if you train Jiu-Jitsu, don't worry about the belt. The belt is secondary. It's a good thing to have a motivation that one day you get a black belt, but the priority is always on learning, having fun, on staying safe, injury free as much as you can, and the belts will come. Time will pass. Eventually you're gonna see the belts, the promotion, the stripes coming, and you be a black belt. All you have to do is stick around with it, stay healthy enough, enjoy Jiu-Jitsu, and be nice with your partners. And speaking of promotions, right, I just saw an article. Let me see if I can find it. It's a very, you guys are gonna be shocked by this. This guy, and then I'm gonna finish with this, okay? This guy in Brazil, check it out. Where is it? I'm gonna share this article with you. BJJ blue belt claims God promoting him to black belt in BJJ. And there's the guy. There is a picture of Jigoro Kano, Maeda, Carlos Gracie, Elio Gracie, and above is God and a lion, is Jesus and a lion. What a character. Through the years, many cases of self-promoted jiu-jitsu were outed, while some excused themselves saying that it was Japanese jiu-jitsu or a discipline they made up. Some outright owned it. Such is the case of Tyron Scott. Doesn't sound Brazilian, I thought it was in Brazil, who promoted himself to jiu-jitsu black belt by saying that God promoted him to black belt. He then turned around and promoted his 2 wives to black belt. Man, I missed this part. He has 2 wives? And then he just turned and promotes them too. Yes, you heard that right. He has 2 wives. Scott was officially a blue belt in Jiu-Jitsu and then invented his own style called Seminary Jiu-Jitsu and used the same Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu belts. Here is with his wives and his old BJJ instructor. You can see he seems to be obsessed with belts. Whoa. This guy. Unbelievable. You guys. Just keep training. Don't worry about it. Okay? Don't self-promote yourself. Go to a school, train, tap, leave your ego at the door. Have fun. You guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I will see you guys later. I'm gonna be posting more videos, techniques. As soon as my knee gets well, I'm gonna start posting my more sparring videos and techniques and more podcasts like this. Have a good one. Enjoy.